Beautiful people. We're going to read a story today called The Giant Jam Sandwich. It's an older story, but it's a lot of fun. Now, you're going to be expected to know what the problem was and how they fixed it, or remedy. Remedy is a big word for fix. How they fixed the problem at the end. So you're going to have to write two different things. And then if you think you have a better solution, then write that. Let's see what you can do. And the author is John Vernon Lord, and verses by Janet Burroway. It's a fiction story. I know yesterday we did a narrative nonfiction, but this is a regular fiction story, which is, it's made up. It's kind of cool. One hot summer in Itching Down, 4 million wasps flew into town. Oh my goodness, right? They drove the picnickers away. They chased the farmers from their hay. They stung Lord Swell on his fat, bald pate, which means his head. And they dived and hummed and buzzed and ate. That's a lot of wasps. That poor fella getting stung. Aw. Gosh, golly. And the noisy nuisance grew till the villagers cried, "What can we do?" So they called a meeting in the village hall, and Mayor Muddlenut asked them all, "What can they do?" And they said, "Good question," but nobody had a good suggestion. Then Bap the baker leaped to his feet and cried, "What do wasps like best to eat?" "Strawberry jam." "Now wait a minute. If we made a giant sandwich, we could trap them in it." Oh, that's clever. The gentleman cheered, the ladies squealed, and Farmer Seed said, "Use my field." It's an interesting suggestion, isn't it? Bap gave instructions for the making of the dough. "Mix flour from above and yeast from below, salt from the seaside, water from the spout. Now thump it, bump it, bang it about." While they were working hard, some were making a tablecloth out in the yard. Can you see in the picture all the way in the back? They're making a tablecloth. That's a lot of dough. When they were done, the dough was left to rise till the loaf was a mountain in shape and size. They hitched it up with a bit of a fuss to tractors, cars, and a village bus, and took it to the oven they had made on the hill. 50 cookers in an old brick mill. There's the big oven. Look at all these vehicles pulling this enormous piece of bread, or loaf of bread. And the wasps were right by there saying, "Ooh, this looks yummy." For hours and hours they let it cook. It swelled inside till the windows shook. It was piping hot when they took it out, and the villagers raised a mighty shout. Isn't it crusty? Aren't we clever?" But the wasps were just as bad as ever. Oh, look at that picture. What are they doing there? They made some scaffolding and they're cutting the bread. And on this side it says, "The loaf was left to cool. And then the people watched while 6 strong men took a great big saw and sliced right through. Everybody clapped and they cut slice 2. So now they have 2 slices. You have an idea of what they're going to do? Okay, we have the horses drawing the carriage with the bread. It says the village bus, they all agreed, would spoil the fields of Farmer Seed. So 8 fine horses pulled the bread to where the picnic cloth was spread. See the wasps? They're right behind. Do you see the tablecloth all the way in the back? That's where they're going. A truck drew up and dumped out butter, and they spread it out with a flap and a flutter. Spoons and spades, slap and slam, and they did the same with the strawberry jam. Look what's going on there. Whoa! There's actually a tractor on a piece of bread. And they have butter, and you see the jam. Do you see the dump truck dumping out all the jam? And the people here trying to help. They're, oh, we'll come over and we'll spread it with you. Oh, we have helicopters now. Do you see all the wasps behind there? We're coming. Meanwhile, high above the field, 6 flying machines whirled and wheeled, ready for the wasps to take the bait, and then there was nothing to do but wait. How did they get the tractor up there? Can you really do that? How'd they do that? Oh, here it comes. Whoa! Suddenly the sky was humming. All 4 million wasps were coming. They smelled that jam, they dived and struck, and they ate so much that they all got stuck. The other slice came down kersplat on top of the wasps, and that was that. There were only 3 that got away, and where they are now, I cannot say. Wow. That's very clever, isn't it? Oh my goodness, look at all those wasps stuck in the sandwich. Okay, now what are they going to do? They have a sandwich full of wasps and jam. But they never came back to Itching Down, which is not a waspish sort of town, but a very nice place to dance and play, and that's what the villagers did that day. Ooh, they're having a hoedown. Woo! We're having a party! What became of the sandwich? Well, in Itching Down, they like to tell, had the birds flew off with it in their beaks and had a feast for 100 weeks. It's true, birds will eat bugs and bread and jam. So you need to tell me what the problem was, how they solved it, and could you think of a better way to solve that problem? Could you? I expect at least one sentence about the problem and one sentence about how they remedied that problem, the solution. Make sure you have some nouns and verbs going on in there. Have a go in the giant jam